Hi, Julian.
Hi.
He's dead already. Hello, and welcome to the fourth episode of our lovely CoronaCast, where we discuss the CoronaCast, where we discuss life at home. So, Julian, how have you been doing these last 2 weeks? Because I forgot to organize a Corona podcast last week.
Laziness.
But it was also a holiday. Don't.
Yes. Yeah. I don't remember what I told you 2 weeks ago, but yeah, I've been quite creative. So I'm using my extra free time or my super free time. So I've been drawing cartoons. I've been creating some merchandise, and I now have my own web shop where I sell everything. T-shirts, coasters, shower curtains, everything, pillows.
Shower curtains. Really?
Yeah, you can you can buy an official Dino Girl shower curtain. So yeah, everything. It's on Redbubble. So it's if any 16-Bit fan out there wants to check the store, it's on redbubble.com, and then you just search for Julian Belgium. So yeah, that's nice. So merchandise, cartoons, and then also just like you and just like Ed, I've been recording YouTube videos. So the last 2 weeks, I've been quite busy. Almost every 2 or 3 days, I've got a new video, mostly on Laserdisc now, on home video. And also just today I uploaded a new Disney Kitchen taste test. So yeah,
you got your first troll today.
Yeah, that was fun. It wasn't really a troll, because a troll to me is someone who deliberately does something nasty to spike you. This guy was genuine, as in he really replied to the content that he did, but he was just. He was not so very friendly.
No, he was infuriated.
I don't really get why. So I mean, what did he say? So he said, like, I have the wrong aspect ratio when I'm watching Laserdisc on my TV. But first of all, I never watch Laserdisc on my TV, so that's not a problem. This was just for the video that I recorded something. And then instead of just saying what I need to do, he said, "You don't know, as a collector, you don't know." Like, chill, dude. You can just tell me.
I mean, your TV is a 16:9 TV, of course.
Yeah. I know.
It's a modern TV, and most of these discs are probably 4:3, I guess. Then.
Yeah, but that's so weird. It's weird that he should say that, because most are in widescreen. I mean, most movies, Laserdisc. It was one of the big selling points of Laserdisc that you could watch widescreen movies instead of pan and scan VHS tapes in the.
Okay, but you showed some weird discs.
Yeah.
Maybe they're 4:3. I don't know. I don't know. You should check it out. But
anyway, I couldn't really care less, because it's just some footage that I used as B-roll for my video. So it's not really important. And then. Indeed, I just asked him, so what should I do? But anyway, I'm not going to bust my balls about it. But just 4 hours ago, I got a new comment from a friendlier guy who also said, like, yeah, you should change your aspect ratio. But then he said himself, but I'm not going to be an ass about it. So he was really referring to the other guy. And he just said, just check your settings on your TV, and there you can find the widescreen, etc. So he was very friendly. I mean, I really love feedback. I don't care if people are angry, but it was so weird to get like a nasty guy instead of being helpful, just being nasty. Yeah. So yeah, well.
I think if you set the settings to normal, then it automatically chooses the format that it's.
Probably, yeah. The thing I've also noticed. I have a Philips TV, and there's an option, I know, of original image, something like that, original image, or regular. I don't know what it is. I think original. And if you push that button when you're watching a Laserdisc, or for example when you're playing an old Sega Master System game, you get like only a very tiny portion of your screen. Yeah, really, because that's of course that was the 240 lines of Sega resolution, or the what is it 480p of a laserdisc.
Yeah,
So that means that it's only like a fourth of your 1080p full
of
HD
course.
screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder if I would have captured the footage like that, probably he would have said something as well. And we go, oh, who watched it like this? Yeah, I don't know.
This is the original aspect ratio.
Yeah, this is so. Yeah, never
I
mind.
don't. I don't see anything. Yeah, well, it's original. Oh,
Tell
man.
me, Thomas, what have you been doing instead of talking about me? What have you been doing?
Well, mostly I've been during the week. I'm still working, so I sadly have less free time than you. But I do feel that I have more free time, so you don't go out to a bar or to a
Yeah.
theater play or the cinema or whatever. So I've
Mhm.
been, for example, I've been modding my GameCube so that I can play for first of all homebrew games, but somebody created the Game Boy interface. That's actually software that runs the Game Boy player better
Okay.
than Nintendo's own disc.
Yeah,
So you
the I've never been too happy with the Game Boy player, to be
know
honest.
the quality is really shitty. And for example, yesterday I was playing Zelda the Minish Cap.
Yeah.
And I can just do it full screen on my 14-inch CRT TV, so it's really beautiful. It's like
Cool.
playing on a SNES. It's but the
Cool.
Game Boy Advance game, so
Okay.
that was really cool. And yeah, furthermore, I've been working a bit around the house. Actually, not doing a whole lot. Well, I've been reselling a little bit.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
I've sold all my Betamax and Video 2000 stuff.
Yes. Yes.
I sold quite a number of video games that I had doubles of. So
That's nice.
and I gathered up some cash, and I already spent it all on mostly two Neo Geo games and one arcade board for Street Fighter Zero. That's Alpha in the West.
Okay.
But the arcade board is really nice. It has the original box and all the art pieces that you would normally put on the arcade machine, so it's really cool.
Okay.
And yeah, I also bought this Neo Geo game, Fatal Fury.
Yeah, that's a classic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the original. It was only 61 euros, which is pretty cheap for this game. I believe normally it goes around 100, and it came from Austria, and still it took 3 weeks to get to my place. So that's how.
Corona.
Yeah, because the post office are just swamped by people sending and receiving stuff. And for the rest, pickups wise, I already had this in the last CoronaCast, but I forgot to show them. On Facebook, I bought some MSX games. Here you have Nemesis, which is called Gradius on the on the NES.
I know the Gradius. Yeah.
And this is a really cool homebrew from 2010. Invasion of the Zombie Monsters, and it's a bit like Ghouls and Ghosts mingled with a shooter. So it's a pretty cool game. And then lastly, this was ordered before the Corona crisis from Japan. It's from the Sega Simple 2500 series and a remake of Final Fantasy Zone. What's really cool about these releases, they have these Filofax cards.
Oh yeah, that's like the old. What is it? Like the old Atari? No, not ColecoVision cards. Yeah.
No, this is for itinerary. So you can put in all each game had a different one, so you can really have like a book.
Okay. And what is the series you mentioned? You said something about a series.
It's a Sega Ages 2500.
What is it? So, I don't know it. What is it?
This is on the PlayStation 2, a remake of all classic Sega games in modern versions or different versions, and this became really popular in Japan. And
it's only in Japan.
No, some of them were released here as a Sega Mega Collection or something,
Oh,
like with a
okay.
lot of games on one disc. Because Fantasy Zone is one of my favorite series, I bought this game separately, and it's M2.
Yeah.
You know the
No.
company? No, it's a company that makes all the
M2.
M2.
No, wait. Um, I think is it like Panasonic or?
No. That's the sequel to the 3DO, and it's also
Yeah,
called
indeed.
M2.
Indeed.
but but it's actually a company that made all of the emulators for Nintendo and Sony, and well,
Oh,
not
yeah.
for the PlayStation Mini, but they make all the classic versions for modern system still to this
Okay.
day, and they're really good at their job. So it's always fun to have a game like this.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, actually, I like life like this. It's kind of I won't. It's less stressy. You have a lot of free time, and it's lovely to play with my son.
Yeah.
We really have great time together. Normally, it's always you have to go there, and we have to do this, and we have to do that, and like it's a tight schedule.
And
But
he
now,
he even he even he even checked out my coloring book.
yeah. Well, it was he likes coloring, but he grows like tired of it. Like after 5 or 10 minutes, it's like whatever. And he actually wanted me to draw elephants in the book over the other drawings. So he he's obsessed
Thank
with
you, Chris.
blue elephants.
Shall I draw him a blue elephant?
Yes, do that.
Okay. I'm
That's
gonna I'm
nice.
gonna I'm gonna make a huge drawing.
It also
Um,
needs to be a big one.
a big blue elephant.
Yes, it always needs to be a big one.
Okay. Okay. Wait. What I also I visited the post office today because you mentioned selling crap. Um,
Yes.
I've sent out my first Discogs listings. Well, the things I've sold. So I told you, perhaps I didn't tell you on the podcast, but last month I started downsizing my vinyl collection. And so I think something like 30 or 35 records on Discogs, which is like the eBay for music.
Yeah.
Um, and you can Discogs always gives you a recommended price for selling. But of course, it's always higher than what you pay because they get a percentage. So of course, they want you to put it as high as possible because then they get more money. They get something like 5% of each disc sold. Yeah,
I
no.
think that's less than eBay.
Yeah, I think it's less than eBay. What I did because okay, some records were really rare. It's cool to see that. It's always cool to see that you have something rare. So, for example, there was one record that I wanted to sell, but there was no other guy selling it, so I had to make up my own price. That was funny. But for most of them, let's say for 30 out of 35 or something like that, they were other sellers. So I always put in the lowest because then I knew that I would be probably the first to sell.
Yeah, I always do this as well.
Yeah, not way lower, of course, but still in my price range, something never below what I wanted for a disc, but always the lowest. So, for example, you loved but I had the Twilight soundtrack, which is a good soundtrack with Muse and etc. So I had the Twilight soundtrack, and I saw that the lowest copy was $80, and I said like, what? I was really confused, like what, $80? Yeah, what? So I just put in 75, and I sold it after one day. So it was like people really happy to see an affordable copy of Twilight.
And was this the $80 copy? Was it in Europe or in the United States?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But in the
Because
end,
that's always
yeah,
a thing. If it's in the United States,
yeah.
you
Yeah, I would never buy an American record if I could buy it in Europe because shipping would be horrendous.
insane. Yeah.
But in the end, so far I sold. There was one lady from Germany but she also had like an address in Belgium. So she lives very close to the German cantons, the German part of Belgium. So she let me send it to a friend of hers in Belgium for cheaper shipping. I understand that. So, but she bought 5 records at once, so that was nice. So I sent those out today.
And
that was
what other records did you sell?
So she bought 5. She bought what did you buy? A De La Soul 12-inch. De La Soul, the magic number. A David Bowie album of covers called Pinups. But I'm not the biggest fan of covers. I like David Bowie, but I don't really like covers unless it's very well done. Johnny Cash Live at Folsom Prison, which is a very good album, but it's a repress, and I wanted the original, so I sold off the repress or the repressing. Das Pop, the Belgian band, Das Pop, their 3rd album, the Untitled 3rd album, and then the 5th one was if you remember the song from the guy who committed suicide in Pukkelpop, Où est le swimming pool?
Yeah, Où est le swimming pool.
That was a great song they had, Dance the Way I Feel. And I had it twice on vinyl, so I just sold off my spare copy. So those 5 to the German part of Belgium, and then I actually sold the 2 Twilights. So the first movie Twilight went to a guy in Germany. And then the 3rd movie, which is the score, the instrumental, the classical music, went to a girl in the United States. So she really paid a lot for shipping, because the cheapest I could do was the cheapest without tracking was €13, which is $14.50.
Which is super cheap, I think.
Wow. Yeah, but no insurance, no tracking, nothing. If it's gone, it's gone. And then I think she opted for the 2nd cheapest, which is no insurance but still tracking. So at least you can see where your disc is.
Yeah. That's also better for you.
Yeah, that was $18. €18, which is $19. So still a lot of money. I mean, I checked. I still had the original receipt. I paid €19 for the record, and now that's what she paid just for shipping. So yeah. So, but it's cool. Just from those 3 buyers, I had something like €200. So that's nice. That was great. I put it on my DeLorean account.
Not on your Neo Geo account.
No, do I have a Neo Geo? No, I don't.
No. You should make me one and put some money in there.
And then perhaps closing off, I went to the thrift. No, I didn't.
You broke in. Smashed the windows and took all the goodies.
Imagine. No. I went while I was at the post office, I also picked up 2 packages. One for you as well. So I got the NWA vinyl record. Remember?
Yes.
I bought 4. One for you, one for me, one for another friend, and one to, I don't know, sell or give away, because it was so cheap. They were, including shipping, they were something like €11. And so the other things I had in a box, I can show you here. So this is like a pickups video. I had a Belgian guy was selling laser discs. In the group we're both in, the Belgian Dutch laser disc fans. So the first thing I got is a Belgian movie, Toto le Héros.
What was this guy the one who was also selling the Disney collector's editions?
I think he was. Yeah.
He's a weird guy, eh? No?
Is he? He was friendly to me. Yeah.
He asked, "I want your Betamax slot," and I said, "Okay, it's fine." And I only want the new tapes. I say, "Okay, but I prefer to sell it as a lot."
Okay.
And I said, "Okay, have you any interest in latest discs?" I said, "Yeah, sure. Give me a list of all the discs you have." I can't. And he said, "I can't." And that's the last I heard of him.
Oh, yeah. When I told him I want this one, he also said I have more, and I also asked him, "Do you have a list?" And he said no, but then he did send me a lot of pictures. That was nice. He sent me pictures. And so I picked 2 more titles out of the pictures. So so the first I showed, so Total Hero, it's a Belgian movie. I've never seen it, but it's supposedly very good.
Yeah, it's very famous, I know.
Yeah, and as you know, I try to collect all Belgian movies on Laserdisc. This is only the 5th that I know of. So I already have this one on Japanese Laserdisc, but of course a French movie with katakana, that's a little difficult to understand. So this one is French with English subtitles because this is an American. So that's great. And then the 2 others I saw in this list, the very lovely The Dark Crystal.
Oh yeah, nice.
It's a very nice cover. I've never seen this one, but it's a classic.
Yes.
It's also on Netflix, and now with the new prequel series. But of course, I am a very big Jim Henson fan. I love Labyrinth. I love the Muppets. So I'm pretty sure this will be something up my alley.
Have you not seen the Netflix series?
No, because I wanted to see it.
It's amazing, yeah? It's really nice.
Yeah. And then the third disc I got is one of my favorite movies from the 90s. It's Cutthroat Islands.
Yeah, I got the video game for that.
Yeah. I once wanted to buy it at Giovanni because he had a boxed SNES copy back when he was still very cheap. Back when Giovanni was still, he wanted like 12 or 13 euro for the boxed copy, but I didn't do it, and of course that was very stupid. Now yes. I want it.
And now you can never find it. Let's look on eBay how much. It's on the NES. I think I have it on the Mega Drive.
No, sorry, SNES.
Ah, okay.
Not NES, SNES. It was on Game Boy, Mega Drive, and SNES.
SNES. Now, eBay, the first listing is 73, but I will check the sold listings, of course. Box copies, still 45. 45 or 50, yeah, something like that.
No, my own mistake.
Yeah, it's typical. I have done things like that as well. That I didn't buy them back in the day because I didn't want any Nintendo. I only wanted Sega, and now I truly regret it.
Why was there a period that you only wanted Sega?
Because Sega is obviously better than Nintendo.
Obviously. That's not true.
See, I love it. It's like, oh.
I mean, it's like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. Both are very good. I mean.
Yes, that's true. But I prefer the Beatles, and I guess some people prefer the Rolling Stones. So.
Okay.
It's the same with Sega and Nintendo. I really regret also not buying Neo Geo games like 10 years ago, because back then most of the basic games were still pretty cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Like 60 to 80 euros. Now a lot of them are 150 to 250 euros. Even the brand new games for like 2003, 2004. Mm-hmm. I was already on the Neo Geo forums when they were released. And back then they were like 300 euros, brand new. But now they're like 4,000, 5,000.
How is that possible for a game?
Yeah, I don't know who pays these prices. Yeah. I'm never gonna pay those prices, of course, but
it's like the Laserdisc player I have. I still think I did a good deal, but of course you would never pay that kind of money for.
No, I would never pay that for Laserdisc.
No, not for a disc game, for the player.
Yeah, for the player. Did you get the system to work for the HD Muse?
No, not really. Well, I had a black and white image, but of course.
But that could be just because you output NTSC. Maybe you need to change the color code on your TV? On your beamer.
No, it was I tried it on my TV.
Yeah. Normally it should switch automatically with a modern TV.
Yeah. After Corona, you should come and instruct me in the ways of the Jedi.
Yes. I still have that Laserdisc player for you as well. Huh?
Yes, and perhaps I even found another buyer. So I'm gonna make someone happy because there was a guy on Twitter today, and he told me he's like a professional animator, so he makes a living. Perhaps you saw Tess Janox. He just had a lovely cartoon of him and his wife and their dogs.
The dude with the mustache.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Zwoltopia. He's a very famous and talented guy from Ghent. And so he's really into cartoons as well and Disney and all those sort of cool things. But he says, I want to buy some Laserdisc because of the cool cover art. For example, the Dark Crystal, he loves it.
Yeah.
But he says, I don't even have a player, so buying Laserdiscs just for their cover art is not really my top priority as a collector, because he also collects video games and vinyl records, but always first pressing. So yeah, he has like very rare. He has, for example, Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast on original vinyl from the 90s, but those only came out in South Korea. That was the only country still doing vinyl in the early 90s from Disney. So he's really like a very super serious collector. But he says, I'm not going to start with Laserdisc if I don't have a player. And I just told him, I said, well, I do have 3, almost 4 players. I can give you one just for the price of what I paid for it. I mean, I'm not going to rip him off. So, because you asked me 40 euros. No. You asked me 40 euro for your player. So perhaps if he wants it, I can just give it to him for 40 euro. Because of course I would love to see a fellow collector have a Laserdisc. We need more Laserdisc guys in Belgium, because then I will have a more exciting channel.
The Laserdisc player that I'm flogging off to you, I hooked it up to my downstairs gaming TV, and now I'm actually watching Laserdiscs.
Yeah. You can keep it. You can keep it.
No, because I still have another one in my game room. Yeah. And that one, he turns the discs, it spins the sides automatically.
Yeah, automatically.
So I prefer that one. Even though the one that I'm selling to you it actually has a nice image quality. I guess I like the way it plays, but it's like a karaoke machine. Like it has a lot of buttons that you'll never need. So
my first player ever is also a karaoke machine. I still have it. I've used it for years. It's also a karaoke machine, and the funny thing is that you can only access the chapters as if it's a karaoke song. So you have all these buttons on the top, 1 to 15, and because I don't have the remote anymore, I've never had it. I've never had the remote. So, and when you press a chapter, it also says "Start soon" with a singing parrot.
Yeah. I've seen that.
It's really like a karaoke machine that just happens to also play movies. It's mine
also has the 1 to 15 button, but I also have a regular skippy forward button. Okay. But I don't have like the iconic parrot from Pioneer. I actually remember that parrot from going to karaoke's when I was a teenager.
No, really?
Yeah. Like in the Bonaparte.
The Bonaparte. So they had Laserdisc?
Yeah. And I remember seeing this big disc, and I thought, what the fuck? Am I too drunk? Is that a really big CD? What is this guy holding?
I should go to the Bonaparte and ask if they still have some Laserdiscs in their cellar.
It's a different location, I believe. No? It's
that I don't know. No.
I don't know.
Anyway, there was something I want to say. Laserdisc. Damn, I forgot. Anyway,
I always want to say something about Laserdiscs.
I had one more thing in the mail today. Well, not in the mail. It's something you also mentioned just a few weeks ago. It's like, what is it? When you go to like it's not a postal office, but it's like a hole in the wall, and you have to press a code, and then the wall opens.
Yeah, the QB box.
QB box, yeah.
Yeah. It's
the
nice.
Weirdest thing ever. So that was the first time I ever did that. So I went to the Carrefour in where is it? Edegem? Yeah, in my hometown, and or perhaps it's Wilrijk. I don't remember. And so I got I got a mail in. I got an email with a code, But of course, I don't have a smartphone, so I had to write down the code, and then I had to enter it. And yeah, so what did I get?
And it worked the first time.
Yeah, it works.
I had issues with that system twice.
Oh, really? What was the issue?
The first time, I get a Facebook message by another person, and in the Facebook message it says, "Hey, I opened the QB box today, and your package was inside."
What?
And I was like, "Oh, great! Can I come to your house and pick it up?" No, I closed the QB box again. So what? Why would you do that? And then it took like 3 weeks before it got sorted.
Yeah.
And then the second time, I receive a mail like from Bpost. Hey, your package has arrived! Yay! And I go to the QB box, and I see, well, there's no code in this mail. Fuck. And then I phoned them up, and this guy was super friendly. The guy had on the phone, and he said, well, they sent the code to no reply at ebay.be. So what the fuck? But he then dictated me, or I had to give my email address, and he sent it to me at the moment so I could open it. And back then, that day there was an expensive Neo Geo game in the QB box, so I was really freaking out.
So did it end well in the end?
Yeah. In the end, both instances ended well. So, but I still from the 5 times that I used the system, 3 times or something, 2 times it kind of like went wrong. So.
Damn.
And it's stupid because right next to my work there's like these QB cupboards.
Okay.
Stop typing, Julian.
So what I got.
Yes. Lego.
You're seeing it already?
Yeah, I saw the logo in the corner.
So yeah.
Some monorail tracks.
Yes. I was really surprised by how tiny the box is. Look at how tiny it is. Because this is the first time. This is the first time. Wait. This is the first time I've ever seen this one in the flesh. I've always seen it online because I was always following them on eBay to hope that they wouldn't go too expensive.
Yeah.
But I was under the impression, because especially with the artwork, I thought it was like the monorail box, like a huge box.
Yeah, no.
But it's really like only a fourth of the. It's really super tiny. If you compare it to like a minifigure, it's really, really tiny. It's quite cute, actually. I remember because I bought it with the box, and I opened the QB, and I saw and I said, no, he ripped me off. He just sent me the sex. But it's one of the best sellers I ever saw. It was like cardboard, then bubble wrap, then this thing was in extra wrap. The thing you do, for example, when you wrap your sandwiches.
Yeah, like saran wrap. Saran wrap. Saran wrap. Saran wrap. Saran wrap.
And then inside, it's again in saran wrap. So
what?
It's like the least ecological seller ever.
Yeah.
But can you see it on your?
Yeah, I see it. His wife is probably super mad now. All the saran wrap is gone.
And even the instructions are in an extra plastic.
Damn.
So it's really one of the best sellers I've ever seen. He was also very professional about it. I think he sends me 5 updates for DPD every day. Like it's cleared because it came from the UK. It's like it's checked out in the UK. Now it's shipped in Belgium. Now it's cleared in Brussels. Everything that happened with the package, I got an email for. It's really like
somebody sneezed on it. Oh no. So how did you get to use the QB box in combination with somebody from abroad?
I have no idea. I really have no idea. I got an email from. I do know. I got an email from DPD saying like your package has arrived. We're gonna deliver it today. But then I knew that I wouldn't be in even though it's Corona.
Yeah. Well, where were you, Julian?
No,
What
no,
were you
no.
doing?
I can tell you. I can tell you. It was official. Last Tuesday, I did a commercial, but it was Corona approved because it was like I don't know how to say it in English. It was something for the government, like what is it? Like a commercial when what is the word I'm looking for? When
Yeah,
it's
not really an infomercial where
something
you.
like that. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And because it was Corona related, we were allowed. We even had to. They gave me like a 3-page dedication that I had to sign.
Yeah, that you wouldn't sue them if you died of corona.
No, 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 not that. Just that I was allowed to leave the house and to go to that location to work on the movie, something like that.
Okay.
Because if the police would stop me and ask me, "Where are you going, sir?" then I could show the document. So it was really very. So, but that day, that was a Tuesday, last Tuesday, 6 days ago, and that's when the box would arrive. So I clicked send it to something nearby, and normally they send it to the post office, but this time I could only choose like the QB. So that's the reason I got
Yeah.
probably, I don't know why DPD works with the QB.
Yeah, QB is not from bpost. It's like
No,
a
it's from
separate company
Post.
apparently.
Yeah. So that's probably the reason that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm very happy because now I finally have some more tracks.
Yay.
The stupid thing is that it's only. I really want Of course, I want the straight tracks. I don't want the curves. I want the
And
straight.
this is only curves or what?
No. I can show you. It's 4 straight tracks.
And the rest
4
is curve.
and 4 curves. But of course, I want straight tracks because one day I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream of like making a monorail throughout the entire house, so that I can, for example, I can start the car and then just wait 5 minutes for the whole train. But yeah, because those tracks are so expensive, it'll take several decades. So this is the first time I found 4 straight tracks since. I bought the monorail in 2015, so really the first time in 5 years that I found affordable, and now I'm going to get to the price. Because normally on eBay, these, if you want them in complete condition with the box, these go for minimum €150 and maximum, well, sometimes 400 or 500 euro for just one tiny box.
The box has a little bit of damage in.
Yeah. But sometimes even without the box. Sometimes just one piece, it can go up to like €25. It's insane. It's insane. So this one from the UK, shipping included, I paid, in pounds, it was 90 or €95. So that's an okay price for, 4 straight and 4 curves.
Was it a buy now or?
No, it was. It was a buy it now. Indeed. And also, I can show you
a small piece.
So that's also a little more straight. So if I combine these 2, I almost have like 5 straight pieces. And now I remember, it wasn't a buy it now. It was a make best offer, and he really wanted like a high price. He really wanted 160. So when I bid like 95, I thought he's never going to accept it. But then really like an hour later, he said accept it. So I was really in luck, because normally when you are that cheap, you never get an acceptance. I remember.
I always try it.
Yeah, me too. But I'm always, Just last month, there was like a carded Jurassic Park Dimetrodon, and he wanted like the seller wanted 45. And I think I bid 25, which I still found acceptable. And really, like 5 seconds later, no.
But you can set automatic denies.
Yeah, I know.
You can set if the price is lower than, for example, 30, deny automatically.
Yeah. But and then I think I did a subtle higher, like 32 or something. But in the end, he suggested something like 43, which is like the weirdest offer.
If I make it eBay buy it now, I always use the make an offer button. And I really sold things like, for example, it was this graphics card. I asked 90 for it.
A gremlins card?
No, a graphics card.
Graphics card.
and other auctions were like 150, but I asked 90 for it, and a guy offered me 50, and I immediately accepted because I mean I paid €2 for the thing in the thrift store, so I'm happy with like €50. I mean,
Yeah, sure. In the meantime, I'm opening up the tracks.
yeah. I'm gonna turn on the light here because it's getting dark. And
okay.
One second.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I am back.
This seller is really the most insane seller ever. Now look at this. So I opened the tracks. So as I told you, there was also wrapper on the tracks on the carton box. So now we have this.
What?
Extra padding, and then look at this. Every track is once more in plastic. This is like even the things are in plastic. What is it?
The feet.
The feet.
His wife will be really mad.
And the straight, they're all in separate plastic. And then, very friendly, he even wrote a thanks sticker. Thanks. So it's like the friendliest seller I've ever seen.
Yeah, with a good price then.
Yeah. I don't understand why he accepted the low offer. Perhaps he was.
Were you happy that he accepted it, or you were like, "Fuck, now I have to pay this"?
Yeah, that was the thing, because I don't have a job. I really wasn't expecting him to accept, so I was like, "Fuck, now I have to spend €100 that I don't have."
But you sold the vinyl record.
Yeah, but because I put those on the DeLorean account, so I had to use my savings for these tracks. But of course, in the end, they're worth it because, yeah, you know how rare they are. You are very lucky because you found 2 very affordable packages.
Yeah, but nothing boxed, so only loose.
Look at how big they are. I forgot how big they are. They're really big.
That's what my wife tells me.
Yeah. That's why you have laser dicks in your house.
I think I paid 20 or 25 for my monorail train with all the tracks, and then I found a bag. I think was it €5 or €6? I don't remember. At the thrift store filled with monorail tracks.
Yeah, and you also the monorail itself you found in Wallonia on a.
Yeah, that was €20. Yeah.
And that's insane because really, as I told you, for €20 on eBay you get one curve.
I love those Wallonian flea markets.
Yeah, I once look at this another plastic bag in a bag for the small.
Yeah, like the gray.
Oh God, this guy.
1x4s.
Yeah, I once bought like the most affordable. I once bought from a German guy 2 curves. That was before I realized that I needed straights. And
you can make a big
yeah, indeed.
Track with curves as well.
Indeed. It just takes more. It takes up more space and place. So,
you also have the down slopes and the up slopes.
Yeah, indeed. Those are cool. Those are also very expensive. And I think the most expensive single part is the there's one, I don't know how to say it in English, but one that goes
switch.
Switch, and that you can only get it in one. It only came in one box. The airport monorail.
So I have it probably.
Yeah, probably you do because you have everything. So back when I was still buying the curved ones, I think I once paid €10 per piece, which was okay at the time, I thought. But then with shipping included, it was also from Germany. I think in the end I paid close to 20 for one. So yeah, it's insane. And I think I've sent 17 tweets to Lego, like just re-release the monorail. It's really like they're sitting on a pile of money and they're not acting. Really,
they already have a pile of money.
No, but I'm not kidding. I mean, Lego. No, Thomas, you always laugh when I say something like that. But Lego is as all companies are, they always need to, let's say, make their number, and they need to keep their stockholders happy,
It's a
shareholders.
privately owned company. So.
Yeah, okay. They still no, but in the end, it's a business. They need to make their money every year. So there are years when Lego is struggling. For example, you remember the dark
Early
ages from
2000s.
2003 and 2004, when they were making very crappy toys, when they really were unsure what to do. And now, of course, now with the success of Star Wars and Harry Potter Lego and Lego Friends, they're really very rich again.
Those
But
things already existed back then, so that's not the reason why they had.
so what's the reason then?
Apparently, their structure was really bad and not adapted to the modern times. Like they
What do
had
you
a
mean structure? What do you mean?
like they had a really big sales force
Hmm.
that was supposed to go to the mom and pop toy stores. But
Okay.
back in the early 2000s, for example, in the United States, there were practically no more mom and pop stores. It was all big box
Yeah.
like stores. And now, yeah, I don't know how it exactly works, but apparently there's a good movie about that on YouTube. Apparently they had to downsize, change their system, appeal more to those big box companies, like
Okay.
get big discounts if you buy like 50,000 Lego boxes,
Ah, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
things like that. So because Harry Potter was already out, Star Wars was already out,
Yeah.
they weren't catering to the adult fans, I think, as much as they do now. Have you seen
Yeah.
a commercial on YouTube about Lego?
No.
It's like a guy who's sitting on a subway and is really stressed out about work and life, and then he goes home and he builds himself a nice Lego set. So it's like they're really catering now to the adult fans and no longer to the not solely to the children, but also to the adult fans.
Yeah. But what did I want to say? Yeah, but I mean, for example, Lego is very active on social media as well, and you have you have the Lego Ideas website where you can enter your own ideas, and then sometimes they make them. But I've asked in the
Yeah,
past.
you can vote for them, I believe.
Yeah, but in the past, I've contacted Lego and said, like, why can't you just make some more tracks? And then they responded. They actually respond because they are quite good with social media. And they responded, yeah, we lost the molds. We lost the molds.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, but nowadays I've read it. It's all digital. Every mold is now digital. It's like a big 3D printer that makes their tracks, that makes their models. So they really have no excuse. They can just enter the blueprints in their computer and just make new tracks. They really can. So it's
I do believe there are other people who are already making monorail.
Yeah, I know. But that's illegal. I just want real Lego.
That's not illegal.
Yeah, it is illegal to make new Lego. Sure.
No, the patent expired.
Yeah, but the monorail track, that's something that Lego owns because no one else makes those. I
was just checking Bricklink.
Mm-hmm.
And the cheapest used monorail straight is 9.90 euros.
10
euros, yes.
Well, but it's still a lot of money. If you remember, you pay 20 for like the whole monorail, so it's still a lot of money.
Yeah, but that's flea market price. Huh?
But
and you can, for example, there's a guy in. The two. Well, I'll share my screen. Wait 1 second. Where did it go? Now you can see it. So the two priced at 9 euros are extremely yellowed. And the first normal one is already 15 euros.
Yeah, so that's insane. It is in Belgium, so the shipping will be okay.
Yeah, it will be slightly better, but still.
Yeah, but still. So I told Lego just make some new tracks, and then they said like, oh yeah, and I once read that Lego has like a policy of everything we make has to be for all ages. So, for example, Playmobil, the big other company, they have like a line geared towards adult collectors, as in retro sets.
Yeah.
On their website you can buy the same sets from, for example, 1990 or 1980. The big bestsellers, they just make them again, but in a poly bag, not in a box. So I just said to Lego, why don't you just make some new tracks? Yeah, we're only interested in new stuff, and it has to appeal to kids. But right now, they're really driving the second-hand market. As you see, sometimes you pay €300 for just this small box. So if they would just like re-release one small set of a few tracks, they would firstly make a lot of money, because there's really a lot of collectors out there that want more tracks, and they would combat the scalpers. Now they're not making anything of the resellers. So I really don't get it. I really don't understand why they're not just a small box with 2 straights and 2 curves would sell like hotcakes.
But you also have to understand, if you talk with somebody on Twitter, you just have a person that is hired to do that job.
I know.
It's not a Lego fanatic. He's probably not even in. I mean, he just needs to answer the marketing questions as politely and as
but don't make a mistake. Lego is quite funny on Twitter as well. So they really do their best. They really engage with their audience. It's not just like a job student answering questions.
No, but it's not the Lego designers or the engineers.
But I also there's like a huge Lego part of Lego in Belgium, in Braschaat. That's where Lego Belgium is situated, the offices. And I think I've at least tried 3 or 4 times to get a job. So sometimes it's like marketing assistant or content manager or something like that. And every time I apply, because of course I want to get in and then pitch my monorail idea. And the weird thing is, and that always frustrates me, I always get like a standard rejection letter, like, well, no, it's like you're not suited to the job, or we found someone that matches the profile, something like that. But the thing is, I always send like a very original, personal letter. So instead of just writing, for example, I'm Julian, I'm 35, and I want to work for you guys, give me money, something like that. No. And the last time I even sent them, do you remember from the 90s when you had the teenage magazine Yuppie, remember? And in the Yuppie, every week you had like a photo comic, a comic with guys with cartoon balloons saying shit. So I made my own Lego comic with photos. I made 6 or 7 photos of Lego minifigures talking about, there's a job in Belgium, there's a job opening, and they should hire Julian the Baker because he's the best. So I really made like a very personal comic. And I proved to them that I was still an active client, because I also included some new figures from 2017, 2018, and still I got the same standard rejection letter. They didn't even mention the comic, and that's so disappointing to me. And the thing I always say when people ask me about my job hunt, if you have the right diploma, I think you have a better chance of getting the job than if you are passionate and interested.
Of course.
No, because if I were Lego, I would want the guy that was interested and passionate for the last 25 years about the brand. I would not want the guy that just had the right diploma.
Yeah, but the lady who siphons through these resumes, she doesn't care about Lego. She just needs to find the correct person for the correct job, like that diploma, that job.
I think as a company, I think a company would benefit more from a passionate collector than from a guy who just happens to have the right marketing diploma. But that's just my opinion.
I remember like the first time Lego hired an AFOL, an adult fan of Lego. I believe it was 2004, 2005, somewhere around that period. They were really desperate. And the guy, he created the cafe corner, which is the first of the big buildings.
That's awesome.
I forgot his name, but he's like he makes beautiful designs in Lego, and that's when the ball started to roll. That Lego would include adult fans in their decision making, but also allow other people to design sets. Not because the regular Lego set designers are like really just engineers and graphic designers. They don't really care about the brand. They just care about making toys that sell a lot.
But that's so weird to me because I would think
it is what it is. I mean, you can't really change a company, but it is changing slowly from the inside out. I remember like this guy who designed the set, the cafe corner. I told you this story before, but he really wanted to include a bicycle with a minifig. And they said, well, we can't do that because the bicycle machine is broken. So one day in like the cafeteria, he was complaining to other colleagues, and oh man, I have this set and I really want to include the bicycle. And there was like this old technician guy, and he overheard the conversation, and he went on and he repaired the machine that makes the Lego bicycles. And then he came to his office and he said like, yeah, I made the machine, you can make bicycles again. And even to this day, you still have bicycles in Lego sets just because that one guy overheard the conversation. Like, this is how big companies work, you know?
Yeah, it's frustrating to me, but I understand.
They probably won't change their mind about this.
But still, if Lego would find out, and I think they know because I've mentioned it many times, if they would see for how much the tracks are selling online, they would know that they're missing out on a huge pile of money.
Not only that, you're not satisfying your customers. For example, let them make a small set with like 10 straights and 8 curves or something, I don't know, and one switch, and they would sell it. It probably won't make them a profit. Like they would sell like a couple thousands of these bags, but I mean, they probably, like the time they invest to make the set, design it, put it on the website, take it for sale. But the classic fans would be so happy, and they would probably buy more Lego products because they sell these monorail sets. I think that's the case.
Yeah, but also, I know that I'm naive. I know that I'm always naive, but
yes.
But I know. But still, this doesn't need to cost a lot of money. You can really just even reuse the old artwork. Just use the same box, just this box, and it would sell. People just want tracks. People don't care about. It doesn't need to be on the website. They just want tracks. Yeah? So you're looking at you're looking at a $2,000 investment, and perhaps you get $1 million in return. So never mind.
It won't happen.
Some perhaps. I mean, they've listened to the pirate fans. Now they re-released the classic Barracuda.
Well, not really the classic Barracuda.
No. But you know what I mean. It's
a really nice set.
It's a love letter to the original. So perhaps one day they will get for example, the second Lego movie, the sets of the sets of the movie included 4 classic space
guys. Yeah.
So that was also a sort of an acknowledgement to the lovers of classic 80s Lego space.
Even there was a pink space guy.
Yeah.
And I bought that little set.
Yeah, that's great, because why not? Why not have a pink space guy? There are gay Lego figures out there, of course. No, of course.
But the thing is, for example, probably they can still make the tracks and the feet, but probably they can't make the engine anymore, or like the electronic parts.
I'm not asking for the engine.
No, but in their mindset, like they want to make a complete package probably or something. I mean, they even released different monorail tracks in recent years.
Did they?
Yeah, like a different style of track on wheels. You have like a more modern set that looks like a monorail, but they didn't use. The important thing is that they didn't use the monorail tracks for this.
Are you sure? Because
it's like the roller. I think it's the same tracks as the roller coaster tracks.
But the roller coaster is just like the very thin. What is it? It's like thin train tracks. It's not, because the big difference. The train track doesn't have the teeth in the middle.
No, I know, but I don't find anything on the website. There's a set that looks like a monorail that's modern, and that isn't a monorail.
Tell me, okay. Because, for example, I bought 10 years ago, I bought the Indiana Jones Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
And that one had completely new tracks. Those were like train tracks, but half
smaller.
Of the,
yes, half size.
Thinner train tracks. So they are able to make tracks. It's just a question of they don't want it.
Yeah, and I don't think they reuse those tracks for anything else from the Temple of Doom.
No, perhaps. I know there's now also a monorail for Lego Friends. The female.
Yeah, maybe it's that one that I mean.
Perhaps. Yeah. Anyway, we've been talking about Lego for too long. Tell me, Thomas, what's going on in your life?
What's going on in my life? Well, not a lot at the moment. I'm enjoying life. I'm watching a lot of movies. Have you checked out Kingdom? It's a really nice show.
You told me about it.
Yeah, on Netflix. It's a zombie / Korean costume drama. It's really nice. You also should check out the others. You just bought a movie. Come on, help me out here.
The which one? I just bought the movie
on Laserdisc. The prequel series on Netflix. Crystal. It's really good.
By the way, Thomas, can I also share something with you? Can I?
Yeah. If you see on the bottom, you have this camera, the microphone, and the share button.
Wait.
You have this black bar in the middle.
Look at this, Peter, the Lego fan.
Oh shit.
He says, I'll translate it for your viewers. This was on my Facebook this morning. Someone found it on his attic. Check the price tag. So I will click them. And if you see, he bought expansions for 98 Belgian francs. So the original price was 600, which is already cheap. 15 euro. 15 euro for the original price. And then it was discounted to €2. What? And he has like four of those expansions.
It's a different expansion.
This one's for the below one is for the damn, I can't talk. For the airport monorail.
Yeah, but the one on top is also space, but it also has 2 switches. You see?
Oh yeah, that's weird. I've never seen. I remember. Yeah, it's a 6347, I think. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I think this one came out in 1990 when the airport set was released. Anyway, but those prices are insane. €2 for an expansion. €2 yeah.
Did you get a chance to buy these, or?
I don't know. I just asked him. I said, was the guy selling it, or was he just bluffing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go back to the picture, won't you?
Sorry.
And you see all the booze bottles outside.
The guy is probably funding his booze collection by selling tracks.
Oh man.
Oh my
Things
God.
like things like these are amazing. Yeah? If you enter a store and you see that lying around, damn.
Yeah, but imagine if you just stumble. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, and you see a flea market with four of those boxes, and
Yeah,
the guy just wants like I don't know €10 per box. It's just like cream in the pants.
yeah. And
Ah,
you only have €5 on you.
no. At that point, I will definitely say, "Here's my card. I'm gonna get money now." Do you remember? I've been the stupidest thing I've ever done. Well, no, I've done a lot of stupid things in life, which is, for example, not marrying Thomas when I had the chance.
Yes.
But no, I should have beaten Am. No, the one of the stupidest things I did. This was before I knew you. Otherwise, you would have prevented this from happening, probably.
Yes.
So it was Facts. Let me think. I think it was Facts in Ghent, 2014 or 13. I don't remember. And there was like a guy, like not even a big store, just a regular guy like you and me selling off his old Lego.
Stop
And
sharing your screen, will you?
sorry.
No, it's no problem. Click
Um,
on the same button that you used to share it. Yeah.
so there was a guy, just a one guy, not a store, just one table, 2 meters, and he had all the classic Lego from space, so all the from 1980 up until 1990, all the classic Blacktron, etc. Also the monorail, and at that point in time, I didn't have the monorail, and he wanted 75. Get this, 75 only, boxed, including the expansion. So he had put the expansion in the original box, in the big box. And I told him, wow, 75, that's really affordable. And he said, oh yeah, do you think? I said, like, yeah, just look around, because at that point on Facts you also had two other sellers selling the monorail, and they wanted like 300 or 250. And he said, like, oh, is it too expensive? Is it too cheap? I'm gonna increase my price. No, wait, that's not the stupid part of the story. He said, like, I'm gonna ask 85. So still very affordable. And instead of just buying it at the spot, because I didn't have the monorail, I had nothing. I didn't do it because I wasn't I didn't have a lot of money that at that point in time. And I was looking for the Defiant space shuttle on eBay. There was like a guy selling the Defiant from G.I. Joe for an affordable price. I don't know, something like 200, 300, which is affordable for the Defiant. So I told myself I need to save my money for the Defiant instead of just buying the monorail, which I also wanted for the last 20 years. And so I told myself, okay, I'm just going to return tomorrow and then buy it. And of course, it was gone.
Yeah.
Everyone bought it at 85, of course. So very stupid of me.
Yeah, well, what is the Defiant?
The space shuttle. The space shuttle.
But it's also a Lego set.
No, the G.I. Joe Defiant.
Yeah, the big space shuttle. Yeah. And did you buy it then at the convention, or did you buy it?
No. So I wasn't intending to spend a lot of money at the convention because there was a guy selling the Defiant on eBay. So that's why I wanted to save my money. I only had like 300 in the bank, something like that. But still, the original monorail in the box with the expansion for 75 was like the best deal ever, and I didn't jump at the chance.
Well, I have stories like those as well. You know, sometimes you just make the wrong decision.
Tell us a story. Tell us a story. I've been talking for way too long.
I don't know by heart.
Tell us one story.
I'm thinking. I will show you my. The Neo Geo, the board I bought for Street Fighter. It's also a really nice set. It was sold as faulty, but I really think I can fix it. And these things normally go for way more expensive. And this one includes like all the original paperwork, and that's what makes it so amazing. So I will share my screen. I've opened it. Whoops. Can you see it? Yes.
No, it's still loading. Oh, yeah.
So it's like the Street Fighter Alpha arcade board but with all the artwork and everything included.
So this one you just won, or?
Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday. Can I make the pictures bigger?
But is this an example of something you lost in the past, or?
No, but I remember in the past, like finding these things for quite cheap.
Okay.
I never bought it because I thought, nah, I don't need that, or I don't have the money. For example, take David's first store, the Shopless Ordinary, when it went bust. You could buy a lot of sweet games there for €50. Why am I saying €50? For cheap prices. I remember there being a PC Engine as well, way before I had a PC Engine. And it was super. Everything there was super cheap, and I just didn't have the cash at the time. Like you, I was a poor student and was more interested in going to parties than buying video games. So
yeah, luckily I was never interested in parties, so I never blew money on that. But Thomas, it says here that no, share it again. Sorry, share it
sorry.
Again. It says here that the board is defects.
Yeah, I know, because you have these graphical glitches on the screen. You can see the lines, but that's easily repairable. So.
Okay. I also see, very funny, you have a tab called Channel Monetization.
Where? Yeah. It's like never used, so I don't actually have. Now you can no longer watch, activate monetization without doubt. But back when I just started, I had some videos monetized, but
Me too.
I never really got into it. I think you can still see it. Normally, there's a $sign next to it.
Yeah, indeed. I had those too.
50 rows. I also recently discovered a pickups video we did a couple of years ago that I never published.
Which one?
Yeah, I should. I still need to check it out, but it's like,
what is it? What is it?
it's not on this computer, so I can't show you to you right now. But I will publish it sooner rather than later.
But what did we talk about back then?
Yeah, just some video games and Laserdisc and whatever that we picked up that week.
And do you know why it was never published?
I think I just forgot, I guess. I don't know.
Classic Thomas.
Yeah, this is my channel, guys. The worst channel. Do you think I'm the longest running YouTuber without any subscribers?
What do you mean, any subscribers?
I have 100, but I'm doing this since my first video was published in 2014.
Oh, no. I'm way ahead of you. My first video was published in 2007.
Okay, but you didn't make almost weekly videos for a very long time.
No, for a very long time. It was like once every few months.
So the first video was published on 12 May 2014.
I remember your mission statement.
0 comments.
Your mission statement on your YouTube says it says trying to do a weekly video. Guess what didn't happen?
In the beginning, it was quite all right, if you see. Like
I love your old haircut. You have like a big pompadour.
Pompadour.
And also very thick sideburns.
Yeah. There's a period. That's why I actually enjoy YouTube a lot, because you can go back and look at yourself like a couple of years ago. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I see myself become balder every movie.
I think this YouTube video probably has the sideburns.
No, the first one as well. The very first one.
First one as well.
This is very meta, Thomas. This is very Inception. Now you're gonna show us a movie inside your movie.
Yeah.
This is the best ever. This is
turn of the sound.
16-bitception.
Here it's still the slow intro.
Now we da-dun, 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 da-dun. Now we can do a live commentary of your old movie.
Oh, hot damn.
Look
Yeah,
at
yeah, I have the sideburns here.
look at your hair. It's great.
Yeah. I
Look
don't
at
know if you see this, but the walls are still not plastered here. Like, it's
look
really.
at the video on the right. I can't stop drinking. Whoa! It's about you. It's about you. Okay, this is great.
It's I actually hate these kind of clickbait titles like "I can't stop drinking" or "Oh no,
Mm.
my you won't believe this" or "My mom just you won't believe what my mom just bought" or something.
Do you know what that is, by the way? On the right, you see a Nintendo M82. You know what is that?
It's like an RGB based system, I believe, for in hotel rooms and things like that. And you
Oh,
could put 15 games or something in it, or 12 games, and then
cool.
you have a selector button. There was
Mm.
one recently on Facebook Belgium, but he wanted like 4,000 euros or something.
Wow.
Wait, I will see if it's still there. Come on. Maybe I should close that video. Nintendo. And the funny thing was, the guy said first owner. So he actually bought that back in the day.
That's cool. But where could you buy it?
I don't know. Maybe his parents had a hotel or something. Nintendo. Two? Yeah.
M82.
M82? Yeah. Shit. Shit. Nah, it's no longer there, I guess.
Have you ever bought something from Facebook Market?
Yeah, actually, I did. I bought some games.
Is it reliable or
Well, it's the Wild West. It's the same as.
the wild you for the city?
Yeah, but I mean, it depends. You have people how that it's not like eBay that you have rules and regulations and.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, I
Because yeah, because my nephew he's very smart, so he's always aware of scammers and things like that. But he says like it's really out of control nowadays on things like marketplace and secondhand.be. He says like one in every 3 or 4 auctions is a scammer.
Ale, yeah,
He
seriously?
no. He wanted to buy Mario Kart for his godson, Mario Kart for the Switch. I think his godson is something like 7 or 8 years old, and three guys, 3 sellers in a row were scammers. So the first one he asked wanted to send him a link with a pay, yeah, and the
Yeah, I
second
heard
one,
that it's common these
yeah,
days.
the second one as well, and the third one as well. 3 in a row. I mean, what? No,
I had this strange thing once that I was selling a GameCube on Facebook Marketplace, and the
Mhm.
guy asks me, "Give me your number, I call you." I said,
Okay.
"Nah, just call me through Facebook. I mean, you can also call with Facebook." And then he did that, and he said, "Oh, I'm interested in the GameCube. I don't live far away. Where do you live?" And I say, "I live there." And then, "Can I talk to you about insurances?" And I was like, "What?" And he wasn't really interested in buying the GameCube. He just wanted to sell me insurance policy.
And so he was doing that through Facebook Market.
Yeah, yeah, like he calls random people who sell
That's,
things,
that's the
and I was
weirdest.
like, yeah, and I was like, I'm not really interested, and he was getting really rude and saying like, you should let me finish, and I was like, no, I don't. I mean, I'm selling a GameCube. You just call me to buy a GameCube, and now you're yapping about some no, it wasn't it was like electricity for a different to change your
Mm.
company. Uh,
Mhm.
it's really weird,
It's so
and
weird.
it was like getting really rude, and I just hung up, of course, and I blocked him and I marked him as a scammer. So because you can do that on Facebook, you can mark people as
Ah,
fraudulent.
that I didn't know.
Nope, the M82 is gone.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird. Oh
So
well.
we're gonna finish the podcast because we're talking for almost 2 hours here.
Yeah. No, it's not true. An
Oh
hour
yeah,
and 20 minutes.
still a lot.
Yeah. It's just 5 minutes longer than when we have a pickups video.
And I had to cut it in 3 parts because
Yeah. Yeah, if you want, Thomas, are you gonna edit this or not? Or
maybe a bit, yeah.
yeah, just cut out the whole Lego thing. It's stupid. No, I
I
mean,
can
no one is interested in 20 minutes of my ranting about Lego jobs. Just cut it out. It's
I
stupid.
can leave in some parts.
Okay, but if it's too long and too boring, cut it out.
Well, let's just finish up the podcast right now, and then we'll just talk some more. Okay.
Okay,
Well, see you guys later. Bye-bye.
so I'm gonna build my monorail. No, it's not true. I'm not gonna do that. I still need more parts. By the way, to close off, an anecdote. I gave my girlfriend a last.
Another 20 minutes about
No, no.
the
1 minute,
monorail.
1 minute, 1 minute. I gave her the Hogwarts Lego last year, the castle,
Mhm.
and our anniversary is the 10th of May. So I gave it to her on the 10th of May, and she's still building it now. So it's almost a year.
What?
And it's just no, it's not because she's retarded. it's, it's just because she loves it so much. She's never played with Lego in her life, never.
No, really?
But she wants to spread it out. So she builds like one bag each 1 or 2 weeks. So
With the modern sets, it's like a bag.
yeah,
They have manuals per bag.
yeah, indeed.
So gay.
It's a little holding you by the hand.
Yeah.
I agree. But so it was 37 bags, and she's been like 37 weeks more than that. So it's next week she's gonna finish the final bag. But as you've seen it on Facebook, I've already taken a picture of the first half of Hogwarts, and I've put the Marklin train next to it, which I gave her 3 years ago, which is very coincidentally it's scaled to the Lego because the Lego Hogwarts is not minifigure scale, but micro figure scale.
Yeah.
And so the train is really like a micro figure train. So it's really cool to have like a really working train and the Lego Hogwarts. So
But it's not a round circle. You can't drive it around, or
if I put it on a higher platform, I can. But now I just put a few tracks to just put the train next to the Hogwarts.
yeah, nice.
But
I saw the picture.
Yeah, I have a full.
liked it.
Yeah, you did. You were only the third one to like it.
Yes.
By the way, I think perhaps you want to buy a Dino Girl T-shirt.
Yes. But is the quality good, or?
Yeah, I'm wearing it.
Yeah, but it's video. Is it a thick quality, or is it like really thin, or?
Well, after Corona, I will give you a sample, and then you can decide whether or not you want to buy it.
And is it big enough for my big belly?
It's big enough for the Thomas from the year 2000 that was to go to the Atari Club. You should show your fans a photo of young skinny Thomas.
My fans.
Sexy young skinny Thomas.
Instagram. I don't. This is my work PC, so not now.
No. You can edit it in. You can edit it in.
Well, I will show you. Wait. Instagram. This is actually pretty funny. This is in the year 2000s. It's the very first annual Jaguar Festival, and it was in Germany, and I was 16 or 17, I guess, and so I took like 2 hours of trains, or 2 or 3 hours of trains, and then the parents of the guy who was organizing it, he was also 16 years old. They would come and pick me up at the station. Like,
and where was it?
Somewhere in Germany.
That's so crazy.
I don't remember. This is like they're like maybe there was like 20 people there or something. And this guy, like the metal guy in the front, he came all the way from England to attend this.
This is crazy. Yeah.
And I believe this one is the guy who organized it, like the Fate with the Fate No More T-shirt.
Have you kept in contact or?
Not really. Like not long after this event, I kind of like lost interest in the Atari Jaguar. So I never.
The event was what broke your interest.
No, actually not. I don't know why. I was obsessed by the Jaguar for many years, and then I just slowly lost interest, I guess.
I think ejag is really like a really rude word. It's like ejaculation, ejaguar.
Ejagfest. Well, they still organizing it? No, it's 2016.
Yeah, that's still recent. That's 16 years
That's
after you.
Also, oh man, I type Jack fast. It's also the stupid Bing. I want to use Google. 2012 apparently. There was still a.
That's so weird. We should go next year.
Yeah, if they still organize.
That would be the funniest. Next year, it would be like the 21st anniversary of your previous visit. So you came of age. Would be hilarious to do a video.
Yeah. See, I knew they had an official website. Like.
It's so weird. So in Germany, Jaguar is really big.
No, it's still the same 16 people probably. The last one is in 2019 apparently, so pretty.
It's really recent.
Oh, the website is not that recent. I will show you the pictures of the year 2000.
Is that where you found your picture?
Yeah. I think I found it on this, but already a long time ago, and I just found it in a folder. God, this site is really slow. Please enjoy the pictures in this gallery. Yeah, we're not seeing any pictures. Okay. But I want to see if they have one this year.
Yeah, but this year it will probably be Corona-infected Jaguar. So.
Yeah, Corona-infected Jaguars.
It sounds like a great game.
Jaguar can survive.
Sounds like a great game. Corona-infected Jaguar.
Yes, it does. Well, anyway, now we're gonna finish the podcast, I guess. See you guys later.
Bye.